recently wrote a book, and someone sent me some videos. The book is in Qatar, over in the Middle East. It just went over into Africa, and it's over in London with a police officer reading it outside the Buckingham Palace. The book only been out 2 weeks. It's called The Chief's Quest for Change in Policing. So my whole life I've been trying to make a change in policing. But what I learned through the journey was that it really ain't about policing. Because the policing culture came from slavery. When they got the slaves, bring them back to the masters. It's the same thing we're doing now. We're getting them and bringing them back into the system. Y'all know that when y'all suspend a kid, they got 3 times a chance going to prison or dropping out of school. First time you suspend them. Black kids get suspended 3 times more than white kids. Now, we know that it's funded. We know that we don't have all of the programs that we need to help these kids. We know that they can't stay in the classrooms. And that's why I'm not telling y'all that. I'm not saying a kid is disrupting the classroom, flipping over tables, and punching teachers and kicking teachers. Y'all supposed to be talking about restorative practice. And come on, sit back down, baby, and let's have a talk. That ain't the time for that. But they got to go somewhere, right? But what programs do we have in place that can help those kids? Because if we don't help them, they're going to be robbing us. They're going to do something. If you put them out of here, they're going to go do something. And half of the times when we suspend the kids and put them out, what do? They still come back in. Either to eat lunch or to cause more problems. So why are you putting things in place to try to stop that? So I'm here to tell y'all that, like I wrote in my book, I said I'm not just a character in my book. I'm a living testament on resiliency and what could be done. I'm just an inner city kid that grew up in the projects that knew that I wanted to do something else different. I graduated from Martin Luther King Junior High School. I didn't even know who Dr. King was until I got to college. And I wrote it in my book. A lady came up to me, a white lady said, "Oh, how was it? You must have been privileged to go to Dr. King High School." I said, I didn't even know who he was. Didn't even know who he was. That's why now when I talk to the kids now, I say, "Hey, what school you go to?" They don't even know. But to us, we think that that's unimaginable. Go ahead and ask your kids what school. Who's the person that the school is named after? What does that mean to them? They have no idea. I didn't know anything until I went to college on football scholarship. So I'm telling y'all, the behaviors are the behaviors. We have to deal with them, but how do we deal with them? And it's up to us. I talked to the superintendent the other day. I talk to leaders all over the country, all of the time when I go around speaking. And I say, what good is a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, PhD, triple certifications and all of this child psychology and all of these different degrees we have. We got all of these educators in here, all of the people that's supposed to be smart, all of the years of experience that we have, all combined, all together. If all of us can't come together as one group, one team, all in the same mind, and fix 3 kids' problems. Tell me how that makes sense. We so smart. All of us so smart. And combined, we supposed to be really smart. But we can't save 3 kids that's going through traumatic issues in their lives. Tell me how that makes sense. So how smart are we? How smart are we when a child would rather go to the cafeteria and work than the principal? Tell me how that makes sense. What does your degree mean now? Degree means absolutely 0 when they go talk to the cafeteria worker or the custodial versus you. That's a problem. So we got to be about taking care of people, because that's what it's really all about. How do we take care of people? Traumatic experiences throughout our lives. They put a movie out, they put Roots out, we won't watch it. Put anything about slavery out, we won't watch it. Why? Because it's too traumatic. Don't nobody want to see that. Don't nobody want to see us being stripped from our, from where we live, our names taken from us, our cultures taken from us. Nobody wants to talk about that. Why? Because they'd rather believe the lie. Because it's easier to digest. I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all don't start learning how to address the naked truth, you're going to have problems. Tell y'all the story. In case y'all heard it, about the truth and the lie. The truth and the lie was hanging out together. And the lie looked up at the sky and said, it's beautiful. And the truth said, it sure is beautiful. And then they went down to the well. And the lie said, this water sure is warm. Better be some good swimming. And the truth said, you be lying so much, I don't believe it. I'm going to dip my toe in and see. Truth stuck his foot up and said, oh, don't believe it. They said, let's go swimming. They got to swimming. It got so good, the lie jumped out. Jumped out of the water, put the truth clothes on, and ran off. The truth said, hey, what's going on? Why you got my clothes? Went looking for the lie, couldn't find it. Guess what he ran into? The world. Everybody in the world was shunned at the naked truth because she was naked. They didn't want to look at her. They talked about her. They threw stones at her. Treated her like she was the worst thing in the world. What y'all think the truth did? Retreated. Went back into the water. Never to be seen again. In the meantime, the lie been running around with truth clothes on. Deceiving everybody. And everybody believes the lie because it's easier to believe the lie than to face the naked truth. So it's time for y'all to face the naked truth. And let's take care of these kids. What more can we do? What more can we do?